felt that you pull more muscles when you're stretching or improperly stretching? Well, today I'm going to go over a couple stretches and warm-ups. The first thing that I like to do is jog 2 laps around a track, or about 800 meters. Then we're going to do a seated hurdle, which is where you're going to sit on the floor and have one leg up and one leg extended. You're going to take the extended leg and you're going to pull it up and pull it back down. You can do that about 10 times each leg. The next thing that we're going to do are eagles, which is where you'll be laying on your back and you'll take your leg to your opposite arm across your body and back over. And then take your other leg to your other opposite arm, back over. And then we're going to do something called a fire hydrant, where you're going to get on your hands and knees and keeping your legs at 90 degrees, you're going to lift your leg up and back down, and up and back down. And that's about all that you really have to do for stretching, just to make sure that you're warm. And then we move into more dynamic stuff. For the dynamic stuff, we're going to start with the knee raise pull. You're going to take your leg, you're going to pull it up towards your chest and back down. You can do that to your other leg, and I like to do each of these for about 20 meters while you're walking. Then we're going to move on to a quad pull. You're going to take your leg to your butt and back down. And then your other leg, up and back down. And then we're going to start with kicks, where you're going to try to keep your foot flat on the ground and kick up and back down. And then we're going to move on to walking tees, where you're going to kick your leg back and put your hands on the ground where you don't fall and back up. All these stretches are really good for stretching out your hips and your legs to make sure that you have the proper flexibility to be running well. Next, we're going to move on to scoops. You're going to take one of your legs and you're going to put it back and step forward a little bit with your other leg. And you're going to reach down and scoop the floor and stand back up. Then we're going to go to butt kickers, where you're going to kick back towards your butt and cycle all the way forward to a 90-degree angle and put your foot back down on the floor. Now we're going to move on to a little bit more dynamic warm-ups, which I believe are most important if you're going to be doing high-intensity running. So first we're going to start with an A-skip. Now an A-skip is going to consist of you bringing your knee 90 degrees up to your leg and then back down right underneath you. Now while you do this, you're going to have a little bit of a bounce in your step. So you're going to bounce and up and back down underneath you. And that's an A-skip. Then we're going to move on to a B-skip. A B-skip is almost like an A-skip, but instead of placing down underneath you, you're going to strike your foot down. So still a bounce and up and strike down. And you do that for both your legs. Now we're going to move on to a little bit more of a complicated skip, which is called a C-skip. A C-skip consists of an A-skip and back down, an A-skip to the side as far as your hip will allow you and back down, and then a B-skip, and that's one. And then you'll do the other leg. Now, warming up is really important to make sure that you don't pull any muscles and you can have the right kind of warm up for your running, whether it's long distance or short distance. But what also is really important is cool downs. And a cool down can consist of basically what you did during warm up with a little bit more stretching.